Maybe.
It's been good. It's been good. Hi, it's Whitney Wiley, and thank you for joining me for 30 Days of Habits. Today, I have with me Liz Goodman, and we're going to be talking about positivity and perfectionism and how it doesn't serve you. So, Liz, how are you today?
I am fantastic. It is a beautiful Sunday here. It's a little on the chilly side. We're not quite full force into summer yet, but it is a beautiful day here. And I am raring and ready to go. So
Oh, where is here? Where are you?
I'm in South Dakota. So I'm in
Oh,
the middle of nowhere.
that's cool. It's California. It rained today. Actually, it
Oh,
rained, which is
wow.
good because we need the rain. But
Right?
I'm over it now. It's like enough.
I believe it.
So with that and the positivity, you talk about flooding yourself basically all day with positive messages. Where did that come from? And talk a little bit about how you actually do this in your life.
So my brain is pretty naturally moves quickly, a lot of thoughts, a lot, all at the same time sometimes. And where the world that we live in now is designed to inundate us with messaging, whether that's on our computer or our television, or just about anywhere. You can't step outside your house without
Right.
seeing some kind of advertisement within the first 30 seconds to a minute. I mean, we are just literally inundated. And we are the stewards of that. We are the ones that get to choose what comes in.
Absolutely.
And so I have kind of taken that, the bull by the horn, so to speak, and decided that since I'm the one that's in control of that, I'm going to choose positive things. And I've got a set of wireless headphones that I usually will charge overnight, and then I'll put those on in the morning. And I'll start my morning with, some great positive, energetic music to
Mm.
kind of get me awake and get ready for my day. And then I've got a couple things that I listen to that it kind of to get my quota of that specific thing in kind of for the day. And then I've got some other like podcasts that I listen to, business podcasts and different
Okay.
things like that, so I can constantly be learning a new skill. As a human being, skills are something that no one can steal from us or take from us.
Right.
You can strip someone's physical things, you can take away their house, you can take away, there's a lot of things you can take away from someone. But if they have a skill, if there's a skill that they have learned, it's something that cannot be stolen from them. And so that's one of the things that I really do strive to do every single day, is learn a new skill. Maybe it's a new recipe that I want to learn how to make. Maybe it's a new business skill, maybe it's learning how to grow my following today. Pick some little thing that day to learn, so that I am, constantly growing my mind.
I love
Um, yeah, yeah. So that's kind of, and for me, the reason I had to harness it, like I said, I have all these thoughts that go really super fast in my mind. And if I'm not careful, my mind will be the one to dictate my attitude, my mood, all those things. And it's almost always negative. I just think that that's a human condition.
Yeah.
Seems like we're programmed that way. Something juicy comes on the internet, and what do? We want to read it and find out what it is. Or maybe we see a juicy headline on a magazine when we're in the grocery store and we're like, "Ooh, what is this? What juicy detail can I find out?" We're drawn to that. So rather than filling my mind with those kinds of things, the pessimism and the negativity and different things like that, I choose to turn on things that are filling my mind with good things, with, building up my spiritual life, building up my emotional life, again, learning emotional skills, different things like that, so that I'm the one that's in the driver's seat of, my attitude for the day, and my outcome or my goals for the day. So,
That is such a good message. And I love the way you've said it, that you're in the driver's seat.
yep.
Gives you power, gives you the
Yes.
control back rather than feeling that you're at the mercy of, and like
Yep.
you said, as soon as we go outside, we don't even have to go outside really.
It's true.
You turn on the TV, the radio, or whatever it is, and
Mm.
the messages are inundating us. And you're right. So if we would take control, we get to decide what goes in. And the important thing is, one of the things that you mentioned is because what goes in is what
Yep.
goes out,
You
right?
got it. Mm.
And so the more you are, you know, injecting yourself with positive feelings, positive thoughts, positive attitude, the more you can share that on the other side. And how does tell us a little bit about how that's received, if you have noticed at all. Are people generally receptive to you being positive the other way, or do you find yourselves having to kind of override what happens to people in your that are in your presence?
For the most part, I think that actually, that's a really good question. Now that I stop and think about it for just a second, because I'm just like I choose the kind of content that comes in my mind and my ears and the stuff I read, I also choose the people.
Yes.
And there's this little unfollow feature on Facebook, and people get one or two chances, and if they produce things that aren't again that positive thing, that nourishing thing to me, then I unfollow them. I don't feel like I've got the time, the energy, or the resources to give that space in my life. And I'm the same way with in-person friendships and relationships. There are some things, I've got some rules, so to speak. One of them is
Good.
that they are positive. They have to be a positive influence on me. Number two is that they have to allow me the right to choose. And what I mean by that is I have to have the right to choose to be who I am without there being repercussions from the other
Mm,
person. So if I'm friends with you and I make a decision you don't like and our friendship has ended, we were never friends to begin with, right? That's how I feel.
yes.
And
Good
everyone
point.
is, yep, everyone's going to be different, and that's totally fine. But for me, you either accept and love me unconditionally or you don't. And if you don't, it's not that I can't, what I call, love you from a distance. I can love you from a
Right.
distance, but you're going to stay at that acquaintance distance position because you have to earn the right to get that close to me. And I've got two people that I've had in my life for nearly 20 years, and they've earned the right because they've seen me through sunshine, they've seen me through clouds, they've seen me through, a marriage, a divorce, all kinds of crazy things in life, medical diagnoses, literally all kinds of things. And they've loved me on the days where where I'm keeping my mindset good and happy. And then they've loved me on the days when I call them and I'm
Yes.
having a crappy
Yes.
day and everything is crap. So and the people that are like that, people that understand that the cloudy days aren't your outlook on life, they allow you that, they love you through it, and
Right.
then they'll throw in a little, just remember this is just a day. They'll remind me of that. And you need people in your life like that. You don't want someone, in a close proximity relationship with you that's going to keep keep fueling your pity party, because it's not
Exactly.
serving you. It just does not
Exactly.
serve you.
Exactly. Cool. So let's talk a little bit about your unhabit. And you talk about the perfectionism and
Mhm.
how it gets in the way.
it
What
it, do-
are
it does,
I
yeah.
was going to say, what are some of your perfectionist tendencies, and how have you used this unhabit to, to do away with that so that you can do the things that you want to do?
So I am the type of person, I grew up hearing a phrase that my mom repeats, was actually a phrase that my grandfather used to use, and it's don't do anything half-assed, right? And that stuck in my mind so well that I would look at something and decide whether or not I was going to even start it based on
Mm,
whether or not I thought I could finish it and do it perfect. I got to tell you something. You're not going to do anything in life if you don't think that you can complete it perfectly. And
right.
so as I've gotten older, I am trying to retrain myself to say no, whatever it is that comes up throughout trying to accomplish this thing, you can overcome. I did it in school. I have a nursing degree. You were able to get your nursing degree. They nearly threw me out several times because of medical issues. I mean, every time that something rose up, I was able to overcome it, overlook it, and keep going. And so that's the way I'm trying to approach everything in life. So whether it's a business project or a life project, or, different things, I have to remind myself, no, it doesn't have to be perfect. It has to be done.
Right.
So, and no one else has to understand it. That's another one that I've always struggled with. It's like, but what if they don't understand? And what if they think this? And what if they think that? Well, it really doesn't matter. You're going to attract the right people. You're going to attract the people that will be able to learn from you, respect you, love you by being who you are, far faster and far better than if you're trying to be some different version of yourself.
Right. And the
Yeah.
other part of that is there's very little that can't be corrected down the line, right? Or
Correct.
improved
Yes.
upon. And, companies, big companies all the time, new and improved. No one ever says anything about that, right?
Yeah.
So why can't people be new and improved, or a product that they've produced become new and improved without
Absolutely.
having the pressure of trying to get it right to the
Yeah.
detriment of getting it done.
Yeah.
And I had a boss who would say, perfection's the enemy of good, or the enemy of done, right? Which
Yes.
is the same thing you're saying. It's
Yep.
like sometimes you just have to get it done. You can come back and work
Mhm.
on it later.
Yeah.
So, you have any parting words you'd like to share about either of these, or tying the two together even?
Yeah, I think that the two really do work well together, because you have to have a positive mindset. If you're going to realize that you can't do things perfectly,
Right.
there can be positivity in the messy. There can be positivity in the incomplete and in the process.
I'm writing that
You
down.
know,
I like
yep,
that.
yep. There can be that. So sometimes allowing yourself beauty in the mess is sometimes a good place to be. um and again, that's something that I'm working on a daily basis for myself. We're all works in progress. There's no such thing as perfect. You won't be perfect even the day that you die, so you may as well learn to live with the messy imperfections.
I love that. I love that. And I'm gonna put that. That's gonna be the hashtag for this one. Is I'm gonna use both
Awesome.
of them: positivity in the messy and beauty in the mess. Hashtag
Yeah, I love
both
it.
of those. So that's great. So everyone, if you have not gotten your book yet, and I'm I would be heartbroken to find out that you still don't have a book. But if for some reason
Yes.
you don't, you can get the link in the post. And remember that you don't have to be perfect
No, you
to do
don't.
the things that you want to do. Stay positive, feed yourself with positive messages, keep yourselves around positive people, and
Yes.
know that in the process, you can make beautiful things happen, whether
Yep.
it's a little messy or not quite perfect or not. So, Liz, thank you again for joining us today. Appreciate you taking time out,
Yes.
especially on a Sunday. And
Yes.
I hope you enjoy the rest of your day.
I will. Thank you so much for having me. What a
All right.
privilege.
Thank you.